Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily go-getterism number 748 for October 20th, 2016. Alright, so tonight I want to talk to y'all about treating one child better than the other child or the other children. You know, it's a nasty little topic that I felt like we needed to address because honestly, it exists. It does. It exists. It's one of those things. It's like the black eye on a lot of families, but it happens in almost every family. It's not one of those things that's always a total bad thing, because every child has different needs, special needs, individual needs, because they all have their own personalities. And parents have to get to know their children enough to know what one child needs versus what another child needs. But the thing is, children are growing and they're young and they're immature and they're learning the way that the world works. And as they're learning the way that the world works, they watch how they are treated versus the way somebody else is treated. Because you know, children are very sensitive. They get their feelings hurt early and very easily in their lives. And if they aren't taught how to control their feelings, and if they aren't shown which things are supposed to hurt and what things aren't supposed to hurt, then they grow up as adults being bitter and feeling slighted and cheated and easily hurt and basically, you know, kind of immature and stunted in their development, their emotional development. So many things can happen when you don't give your children the time and attention and the love and the affection that they need when they're growing up. And that's the one thing that we have to understand more than anything, because it's paramount. All children need love, affection, attention, individual attention. They have to have it. You know, it's just as important as food, clothing, and shelter. You know, a lot of parents think that they can just give their children all of the material things that they want and think that everything is going to turn out all right. And that hardly ever turns out all right for anything more than just turning them into spoiled brats. So you want to make sure that when it comes to your children, you want to make sure that you don't act so attentive to one child to the point where the rest of the children or the other child feels slighted, because they're going to notice. And even though they may not put up a big fuss or fight or about it, it may come out in other ways. Children have ways of getting attention when they don't know how to express it verbally. So, you know, like when a child starts to get into a lot of disciplinary trouble in school, a lot of times that's representative of what's going on in the home. It could be because mommy and daddy are fighting and they don't have enough time to deal with the children effectively. Or it can be because the other children in the home are either being slighted or being given more. Or being given more than that child is getting, and they don't know how to turn it around. Because children internalize a lot of things. And we have to understand this. This is serious stuff. Children internalize a lot of stuff because they don't know how to express it verbally. They don't know the words yet. They haven't been taught the words yet. So once they learn how to use the words to express exactly the way that they feel, they go about expressing the way that they feel in other ways. And a lot of times those ways are counterproductive and it can get them in a lot of trouble. And as parents, we don't want to blame ourselves for the things that our children get into, but really, a lot of it is our fault. We have to take some type of accountability because children know what we taught them. We're the first teachers that they've ever had. Before they ever get into a classroom, they are in our bedrooms, our living rooms, our playrooms, our kitchens, our backyards, front yards, parks, whatever. So we do have a responsibility to our children to make sure that they're all right. Now, the topic of this video is treating one child better than the other child or the other children. In the black community, man, we got some problems. We do. We have some problems, and we try to sweep our problems under the rug sometimes, but they always rear their ugly heads. And in other words, what I'm talking about right now is sometimes our children get treated better because they have lighter skin or they have better hair, quote unquote. Crazy stuff, good hair, light skin. Come on, man. Yeah, that's slave mentality thinking, but we haven't all evolved from that. We just haven't. We have not all evolved from that. And the child that doesn't have the light skin and doesn't have the good hair notices if you give them a chance to notice. Now, that's not to say that you can treat your kids equally all the time, because it's not possible. There isn't anything in life that's totally equal. And if you don't believe that, look at this. I have 2 fingers up. They're on the same body, but different hands. These hands aren't the same. One of my arms is bigger than the other one. One of them is stronger than the other one. One of them can steer or write, and the other one can't write or steer that well. These 2 fingers aren't the same. They don't even have the same fingerprint. I'm a child of God, and if God didn't make all of my body parts totally equally symmetrical, then why would we think that we can achieve that socially? We just can't do that. Now, of course, this is up for debate, but it is what it is. So when we deal with other people, their personality has a lot to do with how we treat them. We don't have a cookie cutter way of dealing with people. There's no way. We feed off of other people's energy, and our children have energy, and we feed off of that energy. So some of our children may be the real smart one, and some of them may be the real talented one, and some of them may be the real energetic one, and some of them may be the mischievous one, and some of them might be the most gifted one, and the other one may be the most, I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? They all have their own gifts, their own talents, their own abilities, their own personalities. They're not the same. When a dog gives birth to a litter of puppies, all of those puppies not the same. They're not. So we're going to deal with our children differently, because some of our children are going to be needier. Some of them are going to be more independent. It doesn't mean that the ones that are more independent shouldn't get the attention that the ones that are needy get. Because the ones that are independent, they ain't that independent. They still need to be hugged. They still need to be told that they are special, that they are smart, that they are beautiful, that they are great, that they are talented, that they are worthy. They got to be told that. And if we slip on telling them that, but we tell the other one that, there's going to be a problem. We can't do that. We got to do a good job with that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not telling you how to raise your children. I'm not qualified to do that. I make mistakes as a parent myself. But it's not because I'm not trying to learn. And as parents, sometimes, okay, for example, you know how you have children, if they're not stair steps, you have children that are spread apart, maybe 4 or 5 years apart. You might even have one that's 15 years older than the young one. Are you going to treat the oldest one the same as you did the youngest one when you've had 3 or 4 in between? Probably not. You may have been ill prepared to be a really great parent with the first one, or your expectations may have been really, really different with the first one than they were with the young ones. That's why a lot of times the oldest children are jealous of the youngest ones. Because they're like, the youngest one, they get away with everything. They get to do this, they get to do this. I got my ass whooped, I got this. And it may be true. But parents had to learn and grow too. They had you when they were younger. And they had to learn from each child. Trial and error. Mistakes being made. Fucking up. But try your best to make sure that your children get what they need. All living things need love, affection, individual attention. They need to be hugged. They need to be told that they are beautiful, that they're smart, that they're worthy, that they're talented, that they're great, that they're going to be something. that they're individual, that they are unique. Ain't nobody else in this world just like them, and they have something to give to that world. Believe me, it makes a difference. Think about how you feel when somebody tells you that. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, look, if I don't, listen, we got to get rid of that color struck shit, man. And ain't no such thing as good hair. We need to get rid of that bullshit. We got to stop that. My black brothers and sisters, we got to leave that bullshit alone. And stop saying that you don't subscribe to that when you know that you really do. We got to get out of that. It's got to go. That mental slavery is keeping us back and is separating us more than we need to be separated already. We already are divided like crazy. We need to unite in our dogmatic approach to trying to make sure that we strengthen back our families through our children. And that's all I have to say about that. The earth, no. Check it out, right? This weekend, I'm holding a little event, the Stairs and Steps Challenge at the Philadelphia Art Museum. If you live in the Philadelphia area, anywhere in the Philadelphia area, come through, man. We just gonna run up and down the steps, about 3 times. You know what I mean? Do maybe a couple of jumping jacks, a couple of squats and all of that. It's gonna be an hour tops. Tops, it'll be an hour. I promise. It ain't gonna be no longer than that. 9 a.m. Meet us right in front of the Art Museum, the Philadelphia Art Museum in Philadelphia at 9 a.m. sharp. We're going to have this thing done by 10 o'clock, no later. We might be done in 10:45, depending on how fast or slow y'all run up and down them steps. But it's a good opportunity for us to fellowship and for us to get some exercise in, because we got to take care of our health. Bring your kids. I'm sorry, bring your children. I'm trying to get away from that word kids, man. I don't want to be saying that anymore. Bring your children. Bring your spouse, your boyfriends, your girlfriends. Bring them. Bring them. Just have some fun, man. Mind Right Body Better fitness program, man. We ain't done. I'll holler at y'all later. Don't forget about the Daily Go Get It Miserable Show every single day at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in number 319-527-6199. Once again, the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. blogtalkradio.com/son 752. I'll let y'all, man.